We were just saying that it's going to be like a less contentious episode with just the three of us.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Nate.
Welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast.
Hey.
We're here.
Yep.
We're beefless compared to
Yeah.
last week.
There's not a
Half as
lot of
much
beef in the
beef.
barn. And I hope that you don't like contentious podcasts because there's going to be no I'm going to guess. I haven't talked to either one of you guys about the movie yet. But if you like diversity of thought, this might not be the episode for you.
No, no, this is going to be a mutual admiration society episode.
And it sucks because I'll be honest, we talk about this all the time. Alec is the one. Alec and Gogs. I really wanted to know what they thought about this movie
I
because
think I think Gogs is more the wild card here. I know Alex just going to be bored. He's going to give it a 3. He's going to find it like intensely boring.
I naively, I don't know why I hold on to this thought. Like at watching this movie, I was like, well, this, and I said this on the show last week. I stand by. I think this is the most accessible Lynch movie. Like
Straight story.
it's super weird, but like
Yeah.
the plot is A to B. Like it's fucking weird and it's full of weird
Yeah,
characters. But
it's
like
Blue
it's not
Velvet
hard.
level accessible. It's
I,
not.
I
Yeah.
I think if Alec is going to like a Lynch movie, it's going to be a straight story. Like I think that
Oh,
would be the one that
yeah,
he
he
would
would
get.
like
Yeah, he
that.
would
That
love
movie's
that. I think
very
he would really
wholesome.
like it.
He
Yeah.
likes wholesome stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched Wild at Heart, a movie that I almost didn't need to watch again for the show because I've seen this movie, I don't know, probably 20
I,
times. I've
I have
seen
a
this movie a
question
ton.
as like I'll say you are the like Lynch expert on the show.
I would think
I
so,
guess I
yes.
never realized this was based on a book. I've seen
Yeah,
it like 2 or 3 times.
I have the book.
Are the
It's
names as goofy in the book, or did he goofify the names as he's wont to do? Because we're talking about a guy that thought a child in, the year of our Lord 2023 would be named Sonny Jim. So like this.
no, they're just as goofy.
Oh,
And
okay.
the book must be on my other bookshelf. But the guy that wrote the book, I can't think of his name right now. He also co-wrote Mulholland Drive. Like he helped Lynch write. Barry
Ooh,
Gifford, I think
Interesting.
is his
Okay.
name. And the book and the movie are pretty similar, but like all the like not all, but a lot of the weirdness is the Lynch part. Like there's no Wizard
yeah.
of Oz stuff in the book. In the book, spoiler alerts, they don't the couple breaks up at the end, and Lynch thought that was too sad. He didn't like that, so that's why the ending is the way it is. But
He's so fucking funny.
it's pretty close. Yeah, there used to, I think I've talked about this on a show a million years ago, but there used to be an old TJ adage where I'd only read a book if a movie was based on it. Because, like, for a while, my entire bookshelf was just movies that I'd watched that I'm like, I'll read the book. And that started with Jaws, I want to say, because I read Jaws. Hot take, probably not in this room.
Not a great
Movie
book.
is vastly superior to the book.
I mean, the book is like a
It's
pulpy, like
brassy. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, oh, everybody's fucking everybody, and that's
Mm-hmm.
also the background of this shark attack.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the book, but I can't. It's one of the rare examples where I'd say that I much prefer the film. Like all the stuff they cut out from the book to the movie, I think was the right call. But yeah, the names are goofy. Um, the book is almost told in more of like a vignette kind of thing, where it's kind of told as like almost kind of individual stories, but it's all the stuff that they talk about in the movie. So the structure is slightly different, but it's pretty close. But yeah, like I said, I think his name is Barry Gifford. He has a co-writing credit in Mulholland Drive. Him and Lynch really hit it off. Lynch is like God, I'm not going to cry during this episode. I'm still very sad about the passing of David Lynch. But
Yeah.
I'll make it worse. I was my buddy Jessica, who's like a big Lynch fan. She texted me something, and we're talking about some like shit that the government's doing. She sent me the "it's happening again." And I just said back in parentheses, "it will never happen again." And I think that
yeah,
pushed her over the edge. Like I know I've said this a million times, and I hate to cut DJ off, but Alex
no,
not here,
no,
so somebody's got to do it.
I
Is
don't
like
mind.
the world, and I mean this sincerely. The world feels a little bit less magical without David Lynch in it.
Yeah,
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
absolutely.
completely.
And the thing is, like, I'll talk about this later in the movie, but I don't know why, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff with David Lynch and John Waters because they were friends, And this feels very John Waters. Like, I don't know why it has like John Waters vibes to it in a
It's
lot of
Yeah.
ways.
it's Laura Dern's mother.
Yeah,
Like it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's the snakeskin jacket. It's the
Yeah.
it's a lot of the costuming and the energy. There's a certain like loud gum chewing energy to this that feels very Waters, you know?
That's a great way to put it. I think it's one of those things with Lynch where it's like, of a lot of directors, he's the one that's like, oh, this is very David Lynch, but nobody is David Lynch. No one will ever
No.
like that mix of like real grim weird shit, but that like he's like a wholesome person at heart, like no matter what comes through in everything. And like you can't fake that. That is wholly unique.
Well, yeah, and even like, I mean,
It's like
maybe
Vonnegut in a way.
maybe a weird thing
Yeah,
to say, but
absolutely.
like, when all the Me Too stuff started happening and everybody in Hollywood is a piece of shit, like nobody had anything bad to say about David Lynch. Like he seemed like the sweetest person. Everyone loved working with him. He was like like he always came off as like a genuine person that really like the only thing he cared about like was the art, and he seemed like he really appreciated all the artists that helped him create the art that he made. You know what I mean? He was always very appreciative of his actors, and people always said, I've read this over and over and over again, that he was like he was like an actor's director. And a lot of people might think that's weird because he's famous for having like super long takes and a lot of weird awkward stuff, but apparently like on set he was always very like pro actor, always like helping people. And I don't know, I like Sean said, I feel like I am the David Lynch expert. He's a huge inspiration in my life. I love the guy, and like I said, I've seen all of his movies a ton, and I love him. I think he's like, it's like Sean said, I mean, there's never going to be anybody like him, and he's like wholly original. We've talked about this on the show tons, but like we respect, we love movies that are wholly unique, right? And that's the only way you can describe anything that David Lynch ever did. There's no derivative of anything that Lynch did.
Yeah, because you can imagine like you can name almost any other director and you can find someone who has come close to doing their thing
Oh yeah,
90% of the way.
I
And
agree.
like David Lynch is the kind of person, and this movie compared to the book is a very good example. Like
Oh,
this
you've read the
book,
book too?
well, I no, but I've
Oh,
skimmed
okay.
some passages. I don't want to act like I read the whole thing, but to go from a book that is, I mean, it's pretty much it's an A to B plot. There's not like the book is not doing
No,
the interesting embellishments that make this film
it's a
special.
what's the word? It's a Southern Gothic kind of neo
Yeah,
noir kind of story. Yeah,
it
Yeah,
is a neo noir. Yeah, for sure.
and
Um, Go
and
ahead, Nick.
Lynch adapting that is something that no one else would do, one, the way that it's done, and you could never sort of adapt this a different way and get anywhere close to what this is.
no,
Well, it's like
absolutely not.
you can almost picture him with this like tattered copy of this book that he got at a yard sale. That he's sitting at that Bob's Big Boy having his fucking chocolate milkshake, just like scribbling all over it.
Yeah, yeah, he's just in love with these two crazy kids that are everything's against them, and then he wants it to work out for them at the end. That's great. I mean,
But
what a fun fact.
I mean, I love the way that he interjects things that obviously like influenced him a lot without feeling, like I said, without feeling derivative, right? Like obviously in this movie, there's a lot of Elvis, there's a lot of 50s stuff, but it still feels like fresh. You know what I mean? Like it's so the way he mashes that shit together feels like nothing else. Like
Well,
you
in the
can't.
extent to which he created what everybody thinks of when they think of Nicolas Cage in a way too.
That's
Like
true. Yeah.
Nicolas Cage's Elvis stuff is sort of always glued together in my brain no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think he like really likes Elvis, right? In addition to
Oh yeah.
Superman, those are like his two favorite things.
Well, he
He
collected his daughter.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. And now he dates like a 19-year-old or something. Good God.
yeah, that's not
Yeah,
great.
good job, dude. That was I was being sarcastic, lest anybody think that I'm proud of him for being
Good
like
job.
80. Yeah, no, it's gross. It
It's
looks like
cool
he's
to
walking around with his daughter.
dye
It's
your
fucking
beard
weird.
and have whatever hairpiece you've got and play
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, we've already talked a lot about the movie, but we'll talk more about the movie here
Yeah.
momentarily. What did you guys watch this week? Sean,
Nothing. I just watched Homeland.
how is that going?
I mean, it's very similar to what's going on now.
Yeah, yeah,
Like to the point where
wait.
the Israelis are bombing Iranian nuclear sites, and the Iranians are plotting to get back at it. Like it's very like, oh, okay. I love Mandy Patinkin though. Like that's a guy like you
yeah.
think would have a bigger movie career, and maybe he does, and it's just not movies I'm familiar with. But that guy's a great actor, and
I
like I've
think
only really
he's
seen him in
notoriously
TV.
difficult.
Oh yeah,
That
I know he's incredibly based. I've seen him
yeah,
in
he's like
tons of
super pro
interviews.
Palestine.
yeah.
He's like very, and obviously he's Jewish, and he's just like, he's one of these guys that keeps saying like, do not conflate Israel with Judaism, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot of people don't say that shit, and it's kind
No,
of
no,
cool.
he's amazing. Like I think he got like a rap for being a certain like because he was on Chicago Hope years ago. I don't know if you guys
Oh.
remember that show.
I remember, yeah.
That
I
was
remember
the
it. Yeah.
opposition to ER, and he was great on that because like he plays piano and sings also because he's in a lot of musical theater.
Yeah.
And he would play music that was kind of his character thing on the show. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's just like
He's also
he's
in
cool.
Dead Like Me, which I thought was kind of a fun show and concept. I don't know that it
Oh.
lasted like it kind of ran
Yeah.
out of gas, but it was an interesting. But I'm excited to talk about Wild at Heart, so I'll cede whatever time of yapping to Nate.
Okay. I watched one, two, four things.
Good,
Jesus Christ.
because I barely watched anything either, so this
Okay.
will go.
First thing I watched was I rewatched Gross Point Blank, which
Oh,
Hell
I
yeah,
like that
best
movie.
movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
Just song soundtrack, not score.
yeah, phenomenal soundtrack. I hadn't seen this probably since like 2000, maybe. So, but I think it holds up really well. It's still a very good
Have I-
movie. It's a very
have
movie. It doesn't feel as edgy as it felt to me when I was in my like early 20s, but
Cusack also incredibly based. He
have
won
I-
Anti-Semite of the Week one time.
Have I ever talked about this on the show that I watched that movie with my mom, and I learned that my mom has like a huge boner for John Cusack? Like it was
I mean,
so
that makes
weird.
sense
Like
for her age.
yeah.
yeah, but like I don't know. It seemed like a weird guy. She's like, oh, he's so handsome. Like, and that's not her kind of movie. But she's like, I just like him. I just love him so much. And I was like, so weird. It was so strange.
I freaked out. I joined the army, and now I'm a hired killer. Oh,
Is it now? Question: doesn't John Cusack did a movie that I always confuse with Lord of War, but it's not. It's
War Inc. It's like a spiritual sequel, but not a canonical sequel to that movie.
yeah, because I remember somebody telling me like it was kind of a sequel to Gross Point Blank, and then I watched it. I was like, how is this a sequel? It doesn't have really. I mean, I don't think he's playing the same character. I don't know.
No.
No, Gross Point Blank is more like a sequel to every high school movie that he was in from the 80s,
Yeah.
right? Like, and I love that about it. It's got classic Cusack talking to the camera and monologuing about his feelings that we see later, in High Fidelity and everything too.
I love High Fidelity.
It's got
And
It's great.
Minnie Driver is my favorite movie occupation. Local radio DJ that plays cool shit.
yeah.
And
And
Minnie Driver.
Her American accent is interesting.
Questionable?
Yeah, because I was distracted by it this watch. That's the only thing. I was just like, huh, I know Minnie Driver doesn't talk like this, and now it's weird.
It's like I know this is low hanging fruit, but why can't it just be like, oh, her parents moved here from Ireland or wherever she's from, and that's why she has that accent? Like we don't have to do fake accents. Like they're not necessary.
We say this every time when it's somebody that's like doing the English or doing an American accent. It's like just make them whatever they are. Who cares?
Yeah, there can be English people in Michigan. It's fine.
I mean, Christ, they like
I
Arnold
dated a girl whose
like,
dad who worked for Ford and he was British. Like,
I mean, Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme's supposed to be American and he can barely speak English in that movie and nobody cared. Like, I mean, come on.
No.
Yeah.
Charlie.
When does the real Frank Dukes documentary come out?
Oh,
dude, that if Movie the Podcast would ever need to produce a film, it's the Frank Duke. Well, I've told you guys about my Hulk Hogan movie idea, right? Like I want to make a Hulk Hogan biopic, but all the bullshit that he lied about his entire life, I make the biopic like it actually happened.
A Dangerous Mind Hulk Hogan lie movie.
Absolutely. Okay. And I want to do the same thing with Frank Dukes, because that would be incredible. Like where he fights like, what was it, Sean? He fought like 200 people in the
yeah, and he traded a sword for like a bunch of orphans.
I remember, what was that one? I can't remember the name of the YouTuber, but somebody like broke down how many fights he would have to do
Oh,
in this round.
it was the Pink Man. I watched that video a million times before it got delisted. Nate, because they're talking about it's like a round robin tournament or some shit. Or was it a round? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
But the
round
way they
robin
figured you would have to for this tournament to work out the way he said there would have to be like more than the population of the Earth in the tournament bracket.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Grosse
I
Pointe
think that would
Blank's
be
great.
fun because that like did you guys see that Weird Al movie that came out a couple years ago with
I
Daniel
never watched it.
Radcliffe?
Alex said it was fun.
Because it's got a similar vibe to like obviously like Weird Al doesn't have a bunch of those lies, but it's sort of this it's that tone. It's like what
Sure,
if a
sure.
bunch of shit I made up was my life, which is
See, I like that idea.
yeah. But yeah, Grosse Pointe Blank's great. Then I went to the theater and I saw Project Hail Mary.
Oh, how was that?
It's cute. Like,
Oh, it's not good. That's a not good.
here's the thing. Gosling is doing like a Zach Braff circa 2005 for the first
Oh.
40 minutes of the movie.
Oh, I don't
where
like
he's
that.
like,
Oh, no.
he's
I don't-
doofy. He's saying he's saying like "you go girl" and shit like that, like
Ooh.
Awesome.
dated ass
sauce.
references.
Awesome sauce.
The the middle part where he and the alien are like bonding and trying to solve the problem, there's like genuine heart there. It's pretty like
Spoilers,
B,
there's an
like-
alien in the movie.
yeah, there's an alien in the movie, but I won't tell you any more about him other than
I
he's
didn't read
adorable.
the book. Apparently, the
Um,
trailer spoils like a huge
yeah,
part
like,
of the book, but
I-
I didn't.
Oh. And I don't know if this will land with Nate, but TJ will appreciate this. I guess Andy Weir did like a 2-hour sit down with the critical drinker and talked about how his second
Ooh.
book failed because of wokeness.
Oh, I hate him
geez.
now. Oh, God.
Oh,
Also,
shit. I didn't know
I
that.
think I've said this before, but every time I hear that guy's name, it makes me laugh because that's the name of the owner of my company, Andy Weir. Like,
Yeah, it's.
I
I
guess
think
I
the
just
thing
doxed
is,
myself, but I hate my company, so I want to get fired.
I usually love Lord and Miller's stuff, right? Like Into the Spider-Verse is great.
This is a
etc.
Lord and Miller movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit!
The
Damn.
the problem is like it tries to trade on the cheesy humor. It tries to make Gosling doofier than you can make him, which is like I get it, but at the same time, like dude's too handsome to not be
Just
like
hire Zach Braff if you want a Zach Braff type.
yeah, well, exactly. Like, give me a gangly doofus who doesn't look like they could do this. If you want to convince me that he thinks he can't do it, instead you give me like a handsome, capable person
be
who
like
lifts
a-
every day.
It should be like a Andy Sandberg or somebody like that.
Yeah, even Sandberg would have been better.
I know he'll never go back to it because he's said as much in interviews. Because I love Ryan Gosling. I think he's like genuinely like super talented. But like I want him to go back to the weird Nicholas Winding Refn era of Ryan
Sure,
Gosling where he like
yeah.
never said anything and he was just fucking cool. Like, give me that.
and Gosling isn't the problem either. Like, he's good in the whole movie. He's doing what he can with stuff where he's got to like pantomime stupid dances and stuff, like just things that don't
Sounds
land.
awful. Like,
The problem is that's like the first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie. Then the movie's constructed in this kind of like he doesn't remember why he's in space flashback thing. But by the time you get to the end of it, you haven't learned anything that teaches you anything more about him, nor do you feel like because they're trying to give him a character arc that's more interesting than it has to be, and it didn't hit for me.
sounds
And then the
sad.
only other thing is like there's a couple of other people who are in the movie who are supposed to be kind of important and we mourn them dying because we find out they died, but also like we never spend enough time with them to know anything about them or care.
classic crappy movie trope that happens
Yeah.
all the time on the show.
And the biggest bummer is one of them is the attractive AT&T lady, Milena
Oh, I love her.
Oh, the chick
Weintraub
with
or
the
whatever.
cans?
Yeah,
That
like
chick is hot as
she's
hell.
in the movie. She has like 10 lines. It feels like
Is she topless?
no.
Oh, out.
There did. Now, I think Lord and Miller said there was like a 3.5 hour or 4 hour cut of the movie before. So
Oh,
maybe there is a
God,
version where
nice.
there's character building for everybody.
Oh, I
The
thought
thing
you were
is,
about to
like,
say
it's
a
just-
version where she's topless.
Maybe it could be
3.5
too.
hours of her topless.
But yeah, it's.
They got me back.
I think it's a very fine movie. It's just not something where I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!" And everybody
Nate, is
seems to
it-
be losing their minds over it.
Is it part of the Patient First collection or the Jiffy Lube collection?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, I think it is. I think ultimately it's the kind of thing where like, okay, if
It's
I'm
a-
watching
it's a-
watching a movie where the stakes are Earth's sun is going to burn out and we have to do something about it.
So it's sunshine.
And yeah, kind of. And during the course of the movie, I do not feel like there are any real stakes about it working out because the overall energy is Disney feeling enough that it's like, well, yeah, this is going to resolve fine. Like
Yeah.
this is not the kind of movie that's going to do anything to surprise me. And then it doesn't really. Like the surprises it gives you are cute. They're like
Yeah.
they're what is it? They're basically like marketing opportunity surprises. Like what can we make toys of or what
Ugh.
cute things. And I don't know. That's not to say don't see the movie. You might like it more than I
Oh,
did.
I
I
ain't
just
gonna
kind of
see
was
it.
like,
Based on your description, this is a movie that I would have probably turned off if I watched it at home because none of that sounds appealing to
It's a
me.
movie that you buy for your father-in-law who doesn't
Yeah.
actually like movies.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because it's I don't know, like this the space
The
stuff is well
father-in-law
done.
collection.
I mean, the thing is like it's
Do you know what I'm
really
saying though? It's like a
I
perfect storm
I
in
know
that collection.
exactly what you're
yeah.
saying.
Well, that's actually that Perfect Storm is a perfect comp for this. It's
Storm.
like a movie that's really well done and it does pull at you emotionally in the ways that it intends to, but whether that's actually satisfying or not, I kind of came away with like, okay. Like I would have gone for a weirder movie or I don't know. I think like in retrospect I
Nate,
should have gone and seen Hoppers because I hear that's good.
Nate was going in there expecting Solaris 2.
I think I don't know
Talk
what I
about
was
a
expecting.
You
weird
ever seen
movie to
Solaris? That's
remake.
a great movie.
Yeah.
Don't ever watch the Clooney one. It's terrible, but the original
Yeah.
is fantastic.
And the other two things I watched, I rewatched Iron Man and Iron Man 2.
Oh, nice.
Iron Man, pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Just interesting how it's like, oh, we're doing the same thing still. It's
Yeah.
2008, 2026, same situation where we're blowing
I
people up in the Middle
watched
East.
I watched Iron Man like a year ago, and I was shocked at how well it like held up. And like
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this a million times, but like I don't know, man. And maybe I'm looking at things with rose-colored glasses, but like the Marvel movies used to be like quality. Like those were good movies,
Well,
and
an
now it
Iron
just
Man is a pre-Disney Marvel movie because it's
yeah,
Paramount and it's just them taking a swing. So like he's repulsor blasting human beings in the
yeah,
movie through walls and shit. And you know, by the time Disney gets their hands on it, like, oh no, it's got to be some sort of CG alien
yeah.
or robot slop that we're destroying
A
because
good
we can't
point.
hurt people.
I mean, I still like that sequence where he builds the first suit. Like that part is so fucking cool, and like I love how that first suit looked like the old tin can first Iron Man suit. Like it's
Yeah.
something that the movies like. I feel like nowadays we've got to a point where like I get so tired of like I kept seeing screenshots of James Marston and he's got like a lore accurate Cyclops suit and everybody's freaking out, but like I don't give a shit anymore because like in Iron Man 1 him making the tin can suit like works in the story, whereas I think when we see like lore accurate Cyclops it's just going to be like a cameo and it's like yeah I don't care anymore. Like I don't know it, I guess it's that whole like to use like a George Lucas quote, but like a special effect doesn't. And it's funny he said this,
It's just
but
a movie with black guys. Have you ever seen that?
no, not that. No, when he said this in like an old Star Wars documentary, but he's like a special effect with no story doesn't mean anything, and like he
Yeah.
it's funny because he ended up just shitting all over
Yeah,
that
it's like, well, what
quote,
if the story was special effects?
what if we just put all special effects everywhere? Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. No, I
how did
think
Iron Man
original
2
Iron Man's
hold up?
good. Iron Man 2, I've always had a soft spot for. I know it's
Me
not a good
too.
movie, but I kind of
Yes.
like I like the weird Justin Hammer and fuck, what's his name? Mickey Rourke situation.
Whiplash. Yeah, I
Like,
forget his real name, but yeah.
yeah, I like them. They're weird. The movie's not good because it's sort of like, okay, Tony Stark's reset back to zero. He learned a lesson at the end to be more selfless and be a hero, and now he's just an asshole again for most of the same movie. And I wish that it was about his alcohol problem and not the weird blood poisoning thing that
Well,
just is
apparently
more convoluted.
it was supposed to be. If
Yeah,
John
but that's a
Favreau
Disney
said
thing,
that
is
he
they were
wanted to
like,
do yeah,
yeah,
John Favreau said he wanted to do Demon in a Bottle, but they wouldn't let him. Um I haven't seen the new Sam Rockwell movie, but like Sam Rockwell elevates any movie he's in, and like even like Sean brought up Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. That movie is not very good, but like I kind of like it because Sam Rockwell's in it. Like
yeah,
it is not a good movie. It's like the worst adaptation of a Charlie Kaufman script that's ever been made, and Charlie Kaufman fucking hates that movie. But like Sam Rockwell is like, oh, I kind of like it because I don't know. He's like one of those actors that just like always pops for me. Like I feel like I don't know. Now, obviously, he's in movies that I really, really love, but even movies that are kind of lesser are always elevated because Sam Rockwell's in it. And with Iron Man
yeah.
2, I remember saying this when it came out. I was like, I wish Justin Hammer was the entire villain, because I feel like Whiplash, as much as I like Mickey Rourke, and I love his weird thing where he had to have a bird that wasn't in the script, he just
And went to Russian prison for like 2 years.
Yeah.
like Mickey Rourke, like the story behind that was apparently Mickey Rourke brought a fucking bird to the set and was like, oh, he's got to have a bird. And they're like, all right. Like, I kind of love like psycho actors like that.
Yeah.
Like, Mickey Rourke is fucking
Well, yeah, that's the
hilarious.
whole thing that in The Wrestler, he kept trying to put sunglasses on and they kept trying to
Yeah.
take the sunglasses away from him.
He's so good in that movie too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck Darren Aronofsky now, but man, The Wrestler's a fucking great movie.
No, I agree. I think the thing that would have been interesting, like Iron Man is about Tony Stark versus himself and becoming a better person. Iron Man 2 could be about Tony Stark versus the old version of himself. Like, here's me running a new version of Stark Enterprises that isn't a warmongering company against the guy that's trying to do the warmongering. How do I compel somebody else? That would have been kind of interesting. And then you can fight a bunch of CG nonsense if he wants to. And then the third one is like, yeah, back to Tony Stark versus
Better not
like,
say
Iron
anything
Man.
bad about Iron
No,
Man 3,
no,
because I fucking love
like,
Iron Man 3.
I'm gonna rewatch Iron Man 3 this week. I know I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 because we are all in agreement. It's the best Marvel movie that exists.
Movie,
like,
the
easily.
podcast will
It's
live
possibly
and
the best
die.
movie ever made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will live and die on Iron Man 3. Like, I fucking love that movie. I love Shane Black. Like, it's so weird to me that people hate that movie so much, because I think that movie is great. Like, I love that movie.
I do enjoy Shane Black's, like, movies are supposed to be kind of stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
But
what makes
especially-
movies interesting because life
especially-
sucks.
Comic
Yeah.
book movies. That's one of the
Yeah.
things that I get very irritated with current Marvel stuff, because it's just like they take themselves, and really just like superhero movies in general. See Zack Snyder fucking movies. They take themselves way too seriously. Like, that's what I liked a lot about the last Superman movie, because it's kind of stupid and kind of silly. Like, you need that element. I mean, we're all comic book fans. We've all read a million comic books. And yeah, you have your man loves God kills story, but then you also have like characters like fucking Goop. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what was that guy? Dude, yeah. I mean, like, you need that silliness. I mean, like, I feel like, and I feel like general audiences would understand that, but I don't know, man. It's weird. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. No, I think because the main thing for me is, so if the first Iron Man is about Tony Stark versus sort of himself, the second one's about Tony Stark versus himself again, I guess, which is why it's kind of a lesser movie. The third one is nice because it's Tony Stark versus Iron Man as the plot. It's like, how do I separate myself from this identity that I think I need to have to be a hero? They're cool.
And then Age of Ultron is about Tony Stark versus a robot version of himself.
Right. Yeah. I gotta face off against Spader.
Talk about something I'm still mad about. They butt fucked Ultron. Such a great character in the comics that they just totally fucking ruined. God.
Yeah.
Thank
that's
you,
all
Josh
I watched.
Whedon.
TJ.
I only watched one movie that I may or may not have talked about on the show, but I've been playing marathon, like I talked about last week. Marathon is my entire life. It's my personality now. So I'm a real gamer, gamer all the way, drinking Mountain Dew, popping zins, playing marathon all weekend. It's kind of sad. Also, I'm like I'm just going to say this briefly. I don't want to make the whole show about my video game habits, but Marathon is part of this weird like hate campaign by gamers that are mad at Bungie and Sony, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen before with a video game, because like all the critics scores came out recently and they're generally like glowing. It's getting like 9s and 10s and 8s, but people are like, oh, there's not enough players playing the game. Oh, Sony's gonna pull the plug. It's like, why do you care? Like, who gives a shit? Like, also they're like, oh, Roblox game, because the aesthetic of the game is fantastic. And it's like, what I think is funny with gamers especially is that people have been complaining for years that games all look the same. Everything has that like dirt filter. Everything looks like Call of Duty. Then something comes out with like a wholly original art style that's like super different, and like it's a big swing. You're like, oh, this looks stupid. It's like, well, what the fuck do you want? Anyway, I watched Ghost in the Shell, the anime.
Hey,
I don't know if I talked about it on the show.
Not bad.
I know I talked about the live action version, which I also defend, which is not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why people hate that movie so much. It's not a bad movie.
It was when I think part of it too is when we were like in peak annoying woke era. not like
Yeah.
dark woke like we are now, but it was in that kind of like, oh god,
It
like
was
oh, she
well
can't.
because Scarlett Johansson was like, I can play anybody from anywhere. An actor
Well,
should be able to do that.
Well,
And everybody's
but
like, wait a
here,
minute.
but
It's
here's
just like, who
you know
cares?
who loves white women are the Japanese. They
yeah.
fucking love that shit. Also, she's
Well,
a Russian robot. Like
I
who
was
cares?
just about to say in the manga and the anime, she has been reanimated from a Russian soldier, so she shouldn't be canonically. She is not Asian, but that doesn't matter to people. But yeah, the live action version is not bad, and I highly recommend it. It got way too much hate. It's a solid movie. The anime is a masterpiece. Now, I wouldn't say the live action is a masterpiece by any stretch, but I think that the anime is like an achievement. I think it's really good. I think it's like the animation is incredible. It holds up incredibly well. I think the storyline is great because it's full of action, but it deals with all the cyberpunk stuff that we love about like what is consciousness, and it's very like the storyline is very Neuromancer, like because it
I
deals
love
with
the
like
fucking trash
AIs.
truck scene in that movie. I don't know why,
Oh,
but that
it's
always sticks
incredible.
with me.
Yeah.
It's a
Also,
great movie.
yeah, don't watch the one with the fucking C because there's like 8 different versions of that fucking movie. Like that. Do you remember
Yeah.
the CD one where they added
Yeah.
all?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
god, that sucks.
Well, they
Have you
also
watched?
made several sequels, which I
I was
haven't
gonna say, have
seen.
you watched any of Standalone Complex or any of that shit?
No, but I am excited. They're making a new anime that's coming out, I think, like next month that looks more like the original manga, and I will definitely be watching that because I'm a big fan of Masamune Shiro, who did the original manga, which by the way is I'll never forget. I when I was very young, I was probably
Filthy.
14 or 15. I bought this. They you can still get them, but Japan's great at selling these big collected art books from manga artists. And I got this huge like Masamune Shiro collection with like a bunch of his drawings. The guy's a fucking amazing artist. But
Yeah,
man, that
it's
guy
very
loves his
dirty.
fucking
Yeah.
that guy loves his fucking porno pages. And there's like pages in the like I have the obviously I have the American like Dark Horse version of the manga that they put out, but they edited like tons of pages out of that book. Like there's a scene where the Majors has like a full-on like lesbian orgy that they just cut out of the book, and like it's very funny. But yeah, Ghost in the Shell anime. I'm 20 years late on this one, 30 years probably. It's a fantastic movie. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. There's a new 4K of it that's out now that looks fantastic. It's a great movie, great soundtrack. One of those anime I would say, like I've said this a bunch about like Cowboy Bebop and some other anime, but this is an anime that I think would appeal to like non-anime people because it doesn't have like a lot of that like glaring anime-ness, and the plot doesn't have like I love anime and I love like Japanese things, but a lot of times they have jumps in logic in their films and their editing choices that you just kind of have to understand how their movies go. But I don't think Ghost in the Shell falls in that category.
Well, Ghost in the Shell
Excuse me.
like hits on a pretty like current anxiety
Oh yeah,
around
definitely.
and a forever anxiety, right? It's like, what does it mean to be alive? What is it, what connects us to our humanity versus, hey, how easy is it just to rip humanity out of people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also ties into playing Marathon because the characters that you inhabit are called shells, and I'm sure they got that from Ghost in the Shell. So the
Nice.
idea in that game is that you are you the player are an actual human, but you load into a bio-constructed construct. So you're not playing a character. You are you. You're just occupying someone else's body. It's a great
I
idea.
me.
Yeah, I'm me. But yeah, that's all I did. I just played way too much video games and watched way few movies. I have so many movies that I need to watch. I want to watch the new Sam Rockwell movie. I want to watch. I still haven't watched Marty Supreme. I want to go see that the new Zazie Beetz movie that I hear is pretty good. It's called like Let
They
Them
will all kill
Die,
you.
or
Or
They Will All Kill You. Yeah,
is
I
that what
heard
it
that was
is?
pretty good. Yeah, it's something
Something
like
like
that.
that. Yeah.
It looked great. But I just have no motivation to do anything but play video games. So it's kind of ruined movies for me for a little bit. I did manage to watch this movie. I watched it. I watched Wild at Heart for the show. But again, like we could have talked about this last week, and I could have given you blow by blow because I out of all the Lynch movies, like I don't know, they're probably even, but I've watched this a ton of times, and I used to have
It's
this
the
on
it's
VHS, and I have
easy
it
to
on
just
Blu-ray.
have on.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a fantastic movie. Also, and we'll get into this. I this must have been around the time of Twin Peaks because like all the Twin Peaks people are in this fucking movie.
Yeah. It's
Um,
1990, so
yeah,
Yeah.
It's right in there.
Nate, what happens
Oh,
in
good
the
luck.
movie with the best opening scene I can think of in a long time?
Yeah, we are in Cape Fear, North Carolina, is where we open.
Yeah, and people
And
always complain that David Lynch doesn't have any black people in his movies. Well,
here you go. We're gonna
there's
open
one.
with there's a fancy long sort of staircase situation, and they're at a I don't know, they're at a ball or a dinner. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but
Well,
Laurie.
the David Lynch ceiling motif makes an appearance immediately in this movie.
yes. So Lula Fortune and Sailor Ripley are
Jesus
Laura
Christ.
Dern and Nick Cage, respectively. And they're hanging out. They're clearly in love. And then a gentleman of color named Bobby Ray Lemon approaches Nicolas Cage and says, "Hey, I heard that you were trying to have sex with Lula's mom in the bathroom, and she told me to kill you."
I believe he says you were trying to fuck her in the toilet.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. More accurately, which also has double entendre value.
Sure.
Uh, and for whatever reason, like I've seen this before, and I was like, wait, did he? Was there a thing? And it's like, oh yeah,
No,
there. I mean,
it,
there is a
it
section, but it's
flashes
not.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so he busts out a switchblade or other kind of knife, and then
Nicholas Cage like beats him to death,
the yeah
bounces his head off the fucking floor. Like
yeah, there is a chunk of skull missing at the end of this, and just brain exposed. And we look at it for a minute. This
Not the
is
best head trauma in the movie.
this is where I wish Alec was here because I feel like he probably checked out if he watched the movie. This is probably I'm not into this anymore. Like the first
Also,
like 5 minutes.
not to speak ill of the dead, and not that it has directly to do with the movie, but like Roger Ebert was a fucking idiot. Like some of the scores he like I don't know if Lynch fucked his wife or whatever. Not like
He hated Lynch. I mean,
his
he famously said that like Blue Velvet, like I think he said something to the effect of like um Monica Bellucci or not Monica Bellucci, oh, Jesus Christ.
Isabella Rossellini.
Isabella Rossellini should like sue David Lynch because he was basically sexually assaulting her in the movie because it's
He
so
said in this movie, if
explicit.
David Lynch was ever made an honest movie, maybe he'd be onto something. But I was like, God damn. He also hated Blade Runner, so rest in piss, Roger Ebert.
yeah,
An
yeah.
honest movie. Like honestly, he could make a more honest. Like what does that even mean? Like
He
you know what I
liked
mean?
Eraserhead.
Yeah,
That's
it's very odd.
Anyway, sorry,
But
Nick.
this is an early entry in the Nicolas Cage kills someone in the cold open, then has to go to jail before coming out, whether that's this or
Yeah,
Con Air.
sure.
So he goes to jail for like almost 2 years, and then we just kind of flash forward, I think, right? There's not anything in between.
I do like the line where he's like, I went to jail for murder, and she's like, not murder, manslaughter, baby.
Yeah, don't exaggerate.
So yeah, so
They
she
say
picks him up.
manslaughterer a couple
Manslaughter.
times.
Yeah, yeah.
She picks him up in a sweet 65 T-Bird convertible
Yeah, that car
at
is
jail,
sick.
and gives him his snakeskin jacket, which the first utterance of the, have I told you that my snakeskin jacket is the symbol of my individualism and whatever. I can't remember the exact quote, but I love it.
Yeah. Well, before that, remember they flash back to Laura Dern's mom because Nicolas Cage calls the house and she's like, "Who is
Yeah.
this?" And he's like, "You know who
Oh,
this is." And
right.
then the mom who is like the villain of the movie, the Wicked Witch,
It's
as
like
it were.
fucking no wire hangers. Oh,
Yeah.
what is Joan Crawford? Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's like, don't go see him. You can't see him. And then of course Laura Dern drives to go see him immediately.
Also, we went past it real quick. The Nicolas Cage pointing at Laura Dern's mom is like one of the greatest single frames in a movie I can think of.
Also, a frame that I've seen like memed 1,000 times that I don't think people realize that's where it's from. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that used in image macros a ton.
Yeah, it's wild that Nicolas Cage is 26 years old in this movie.
That is crazy. God damn.
They're like legit kids.
Yeah.
How old was Laura Dern? We're on the same age.
Like 22 maybe, because
Yeah,
she's
she
younger.
She looks very young.
Yeah, because she's like 26 or 27 in Jurassic Park.
She would have been 23. So
Okay.
Nate was like, right, 22, 23. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so she
Still
picks him
older
up.
than Nicolas Cage's current girlfriend.
Right. He's wild at heart, guys. I don't know what to
Yeah, he
say.
certainly is. He believes in personal freedoms.
So yeah, so she picks him up from prison. They end up going to a hotel, and this is the first of our kind of little sex scene moments. There's a motif of red lighting and these kind of montaged, overlaid Lynch style still like slow motion-y sex things that where it's not
So
there's nudity sometimes, but it's not like a sex scene. It's
to
very
your point, this is the only Lynch movie that I can remember that was heavily in rotation on HBO and Cinemax, probably because there's so much nudity and sex in it. But
Yeah.
it's just so funny because it's just like it's like
I
it's like
I
it's like
also
jacking off to like a fucking like Francis Bacon painting. Like it, yeah, there's some nudity in there, but like what the fuck am I looking at? You know?
I also enjoy the that crystal ball wipe with the
Oh
hand
yes.
going
yeah.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah, all the Wizard of Oz stuff in the movie is really excellent because I mean it's even to like the road at certain points, like the way that the dirt on the sides is lit, like
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
gold. It's so cool. So yeah, so they have sex in the hotel and then they go to a club and they listen to speed metal together, which is
That
just
is
funny because they're both
that is
kind
a
of
real band, by the way. It's like Power Dave or something. They
Power
say
mad.
Power Mad. That's a real. I looked it up. That's a real band.
Because I
Playing.
heard Power Man and I'm like, they're not in this movie. That was
Yeah, Power Mad is a real band, and I guess the song they play is an actual Power Mad song.
it's
Um,
also like one of the only things that like makes you realize you're in present day because the movie's so like anachronistic otherwise.
yeah,
yeah, because it feels like any time. It literally
Yeah.
it's doing that sort of Oz thing where you don't know where you are, what or when you are, but
and
Yeah.
for those of you that care, when Nick Cage breaks into his Elvis song, Power Mad is actually playing the music during
yeah.
that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
They would
this
know that song.
the way that whole scene plays out is brilliant because like they're dancing, some guys like dancing up on Laura Dern. Nick Cage gets angry. They have like the most the most absurd like face off thing, and then he's almost gonna kill that guy too in the
Yeah,
way that he
Yeah.
killed the guy in the beginning, but then gets him to go away, and then he sings "Love Me" by Elvis.
not Love Me Tender, but
Right.
Love Me. Yeah, yeah,
Which we hit immediately because she's like, "Why didn't you sing Love Me Tender?" And he's like,
yeah.
"Well, I'm only singing that to my wife."
There's a lot of Firewalk with me in the fucking
Oh,
cinematography in this movie, by the way. Also, shout
absolutely.
out to Angelo Baldamenti for another like great score.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Angie.
So yeah, so he sings the song. He's got a great voice in this movie too, which I gotta say,
Yeah,
like it's a good rendition of that song. And everybody, the other thing that's fun, the fun like Lynchian element is that every woman in this speed metal club are losing their minds that
yeah.
Nicolas
They're
Cage is
doing
singing this
the
They're
song.
like at an Elvis show. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, they're
yeah.
doing the like Ed Sullivan Elvis thing where they're like freaking the fuck out, which it's a great touch. Like it's so fucking ridiculous. It just works so well because it's
But the
so
the extra acting
silly.
is so good. Like
Yeah,
those the women acting in it look genuinely like they're breaking down like 16-year-olds in 1962 or whatever. Like
yeah, yeah.
it's great. So they sailors like, hey, let's run away to California. And they figure why not? Because even though it'll mess with his parole, who cares? They're wild at heart, right? The movie's happening. They're gonna do the movie. Um, and so then the mom summons uh
Harry Dean
Harry
Stanton.
Dean
Harry
Stanton,
Dean
right?
Stanton. Yeah.
Her sort of boyfriend slash he's a PI.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "Hey, go get them, bring him back, because he ran off with my little girl. I want her back." Um, so he's the first of the winged
But I
monkeys, I guess, in the
but
movie.
I do like that Harry Dean Stanton like likes Nicolas Cage because he's just like he's all right.
Yeah.
Like why are you so mad about it?
Yeah, he's
And
like,
he's
it's not a
just
big deal. The guy was tried to attack him with a knife, and he killed him in self-defense. This shouldn't be a big deal. But he's in love with Diane Ladd, so he has to do it. We don't get enough Harry Dean Stanton in this movie, to be honest, but it's
I
fine. Like
agree.
he's very effective in everything he's in, but he's barely in it, and I
Yeah.
didn't remember that from previous viewings. So then she also sits down with a mobster guy who is, I guess,
What's
her
his
other
name?
Santos.
boyfriend,
Yeah,
Yeah, Santos. Yeah.
Santos.
Santos.
Uh, Something Italian.
I think, yeah,
Yeah,
Marcelo
That
Santos.
guy, that actor, excuse me, I'm dying. That actor is fantastic, by the way. That guy is so evil. Like he just has this
yeah.
presence the entire time he's on screen. It's wonderful.
Yeah, he does a great job of like changing, like his face is changing from like I'm joking to I'm a murderer psycho, line to line in a really cool way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so she hires him to go just kill Sailor. And I guess then Santos is trying to. Oh yeah, he also decides like let's kill Harry Dean Stanton too. Why not?
He really wants to kill Harry Dean Stanton, and she's like, "No." She's like, "Promise me you won't kill him." And he's like, "I promise you, I
Well,
won't
because
kill him."
he's tied up with Mr. Fuck, not Mr. Christmas. What is his
No,
name?
it's
Mr. Reindeer. Yeah,
reindeer. Yeah,
reindeer.
Mr. Reindeer. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
and
so that's all
Miss
going on.
yeah, Mr.
Um,
Reindeer. I This is such a Lynchian thing too because like Santos calls Mr. Reindeer and he's like I have three situations you have to take care of, and he's like, give me a silver dollar for every problem that you have, and then he drops the names in a mail slot with $3 silver, and it's like such like a weird. I love how like just odd that is. It's such a Lynchian thing. Also, Mr. Reindeer is this like rich crime boss that has like the first time you see him, he's on the toilet and he's got like he just has like a bunch of topless like
there's
I
a
don't
lot of
even know
nudity in this
maids.
movie. There's
Yeah,
just a
there's a
lot of
lot. Yeah,
like strange toplessness in this
yeah.
movie. Yeah, that yeah, the $3 thing is like the is it a red phone in Mulholland Drive?
Oh yeah, yeah. The red
Just like
phone.
yeah.
this, like there's got to be some arcane communication system that these people use that, yeah. So
It's the weird dance that, or not really dance, but all the weird hand gestures that David Lynch does when he briefs Kyle MacLachlan in Fire Walk with Me, like where he's like he just like I just love that kind of shit. I don't know. It's just so odd, but it's so I don't know, it works. It's just I love it.
yeah. So yeah, Lula and Sailor are cruising down the road. I feel like there's something else cut in here before the car accident, or is the car accident like just right
The
here?
car accident is a little later.
Okay.
Because the car accident, that's when they run
Well,
into
there's the. Did you do the etiquette school for girls scene yet?
yeah.
With
Oh,
there's also the Crispin Glover
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking
Okay.
cutaway. Yeah,
Because there's the revelation that she was sexually assaulted happens in
Yeah.
here, right? With the uncle who is the business partner thing. And we're also getting cut in a lot that her dad was doused in kerosene and set on fire. And
Yeah.
we see him running around the house on fire several times. Um, and then yeah, we get this Crispin Glover sequence, which is he's a cousin who just kind of goes insane over time,
Yeah.
and he's putting cockroaches in his butthole
He
and
was
making
also
he
sandwiches.
put it on his anus.
the scene where he's like making a pile, like literally like hundreds of sandwiches. I don't know why that always kills me. Like that scene is great.
Well, it looks
There's a,
like it's from Eraserhead.
Yeah.
they also make this is isn't this the part where Nick Cage like is alluding to the fact that does he tell her that he used to work for uh Lula's mom at this point because he was like I'm a driver and then some shit went down, or is that later?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit later,
Yeah, I
but
think it's a little later because it's near the like Bobby Peru stuff that he
Uh,
admits to that. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so there's yeah, we're getting a bunch of like kind of interesting backfill stuff. I think it's also around this time that after Diane Land realizes that basically like Harry Dean Stanton's going to get got, she just starts covering her face with lipstick
yeah.
in the mirror, and she's slowly snapping, which is really just, I mean, amazing. And I think she got like a couple of best supporting actress noms for that, and deserved.
well, I think this movie won the Palme d'Or, and everybody shit their pants.
Which is funny because I mean, nothing bad ever wins the Palme d'Or. No, a lot, most bad things win it.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, they're continuing their drive, and then they come upon a car accident. And there's only one person, and it's Sherilyn Fenn who is stumbling around, and she's mumbling because she's looking for her purse. She's looking for something. She's looking for keys. Whatever. It's really well written because it is intentionally nonsense, and she's just upright and moving around. And then she
And then
just
she just falls over and
yeah, she just
dies.
dies because she's got a traumatic brain injury.
Sherilyn Fenn, who I said in the analog chat, is the most attractive woman I think that has ever existed. Oh
Yeah,
my God, Sherilyn
top
Fenn.
top 10 looks. Bottom 1% political ideas, I think.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't
she's a
know.
massive chud. Yeah.
Is she
Oh
really? I didn't know
yeah,
anything about her.
brother. Yeah, don't go to her Instagram.
I mean, she's old now, so I don't care. But Audrey Horne, come on,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this
I was always partial to Ben Horn and Jerry myself.
Oh, yeah, dude, Ben Horne when he eats that sandwich. Come
The
on.
butter sandwich with brie.
so yeah, I think it's around this that after because Lula's really bummed out about seeing this girl die, they keep driving, and this is where Sailor tells her that he used to work as a driver and that may have witnessed the dad's murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which it turns out Santos killed,
yeah.
and maybe it
Santos
was all
kills everybody.
yeah, but Santos killed the dad, and maybe also Harry Dean Stanton killed the dad.
Yeah, I don't. It's a little vague, but yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. And then we this is the part where we get the I can't ever remember her name. She played Laura Palmer's mom. Um, she's also in a ton of David Lynch movies.
Oh
But
yeah,
this part where she gets introduced with like the weird voodoo guy, another black guy in this movie. Hey, diversity. Um, but like they're like weird assassin characters. Like I love those guys, and then they get Harry Dean Stanton, which is very sad because we all love Harry Dean Stanton. R.I.P. to a goat.
Also, David Patrick Kelly, shout out to the Warriors. His character's name is Drop Shadow.
Yeah,
nice.
Oh,
David Patrick Kelly,
Grace,
another Twin Peaks guy. So
Oh,
that's
Grace
what it said. Like,
Zabriskie.
yeah,
Yeah,
Grace Zabriskie is her name. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. With just like there is sisterly continuity between her and Isabella Rossellini's eyebrows, and the fact that there's
oh
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
faintest hint of a unibrow between them,
yeah.
in addition to their bleach blonde kind of hair. Yeah, that whole scene where they're killing
Isabella Rossellini looks like she's in Cherry 2000. Like they've got her like almost like cyberpunk unfuckable. Like I don't know. It is a choice.
yeah, it's wild because I looked at it and was
I'd-
like, who the hell is this? Oh,
I'd work
I
my way
remember.
through it.
Yeah.
So we see Harry Dean Stanton get got, and that sequence has a very like horror vibe to it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Feels very much like Blue Velvet, right? When Frank Booth takes him on the joyride out to the quarry or whatever.
absolutely, yeah.
Same exact kind of energy. So yeah, so Sailor and Lula are continuing to drive on, and they go to Big Tuna, Texas. Uh, and she says like, "Why are we in Big Tuna, Texas? What are we doing in Big Tuna?" It's great because you can tell Lynch just liked Big Tuna, Texas is a fun thing to say.
How do you find out that there's a place called Big Tuna, Texas, and not use it? Like, come on, it's amazing.
Exactly.
Big
It's like,
Tuna,
hey, look, this is
Texas.
Americana. We're going there. So this is where they talk to Isabella
The place where
Rossellini.
geographically there is absolutely no chance there's any tuna anywhere near there.
So yeah, he talks to Isabella Rossellini, and she's like, "Yeah, somebody's coming after you. That's all I can tell you, but I can't tell you anything else." Um, so then, yeah, they end up going to like a road motel, and they're hanging out with the weirdest group
dude,
of character,
dude,
like
I
a
love this scene.
a murderer's row of character actors, of like face character actors, right? 'Cause you
Jack
got
Nance.
the guy with the lazy eye, you got Jack Nance. Like everybody here is like just perfect because they're all
Jack
doing
Nance's,
their thing.
Jack Nance's weird story slash joke about the dog. It's so Lynchian and like R.I.P. Jack Nance. Like I wish that guy was still with us because there's just I don't know. I obviously like I love Eraserhead, but there's just an energy to Jack Nance's performances and all the Lynch stuff that's just so good, and you can
Bro,
tell like Lynch and him like
Pete
got along so
Martell
well.
is one of the best side characters ever.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's a fish in the cartoon
Sell
later.
us.
Come. But like Jack Nance fucking rocks, and I always thought it was cool that
Also,
like. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. We
No.
glossed over when they're at that bar and that dude walks up there with the fucking like auto tune voice. And it's,
Oh
what the
yeah,
fuck?
Oh yeah, the guy that's like pigeon spread diseases, and that's
Yeah.
all he says. And then
yeah,
and they
I love how Laura Dern and Nick Cage look at him like, what the fuck? Like, it's funny because it's a Lynch movie and there's like weird shit happening all the time, but that's like too weird for them, and they're just like, what the fuck was that? Like, I love
but they also
that.
don't say anything. It's like it's
No,
No.
just the look. The movie doesn't give you anything else out of it.
there's a
So yeah,
part
so they're
very late in the movie. I'm sorry, Nate. There's
no, yeah.
because we'll probably forget about it because it's not really pertinent to the story. But there's a part later in the movie where Laura Dern is just sitting on a bench, and there's this weird guy that just walks up to her and goes, "Do you know where something is?" And she doesn't respond. And he says it again, and he's just like, "This is so rude." And he just like walks off, and it's like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, it's like I love that shit. Like David Lynch was like, "We got to add something weird here that has like nothing to do with anything." And I remember the old days of like message boards and shit where like Lynch fans would like be like, no, this guy represents this or that. And I always think like Lynch obviously was a big like Brunwell, like Dolly fan, and like he loved Dadaism and stuff. Of course he did. But like I always thought it was funny because like Dadaism at its heart was like, let's make a bunch of shit that looks artsy but means nothing. Like they made Un Chandelier, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, but that movie explicitly they said this means nothing. Like this is just weird shit we're putting on the screen. People still dissect it and act like the whole point of the movement was like it was absurdism. You know what I mean? It was abstract and weird. I just think it's funny because the same people, like, not to say that like Lynch doesn't have a lot of symbolism and metaphor in his films, but like a lot of times a duck's just a duck. Like somebody,
Yeah.
like a guy with a weird voice box is just a guy with a weird voice box. You know what I
The,
mean?
the
Like he
movie
just
is
put it
the movie. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but that's the best way to get people to talk is to be like,
Yeah.
this isn't about anything. And they go like, oh, it has to be, because you wouldn't say it wasn't about something unless it was.
Well, and another thing that I'll always appreciate Lynch for is that, like, where I've talked about this with Richard Kelly, and we've experienced it firsthand by watching that awful director's cut of Donnie Darko, where you took a movie that I hated in the first place, but at least it was kind of, you know, open ended and you could take interpretation. But then he puts that director's cut out, like, no, this is what this means. And Lynch never did that. You know, the best Lynch quote in the world is, you know, oh, Eraserhead's my most spiritual film. Well, you care to elaborate on that? No.
No.
Like that's the way
Yeah.
it should be. Like, like just
No,
let the movie speak
could
for
you
itself.
imagine if Eraserhead or Mulholland had like interstitial title cards that were like, in this section, this character is doing this because this technology has been
Right.
discovered, and you're like, what the fuck?
No, it's ridiculous. And like I hate that about like I don't mind obviously like being a fan and talking about theories and stuff. But like I don't want to be told what something is. Like let
It's
me
never gonna
kind of
be what you want it to be
right.
anyway. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah. So they're at this hotel talking to this just wild crew of people, and Jack Nance is barking at them like a dog, and they discover that there's also being a Texas style porno shot, which we learn moments later just means three of the largest
Big
women
girls.
available are shooting the movie, and then this
Texas
is when
style
Willem Dafoe
porno
shows
is-
up.
Texas style porno is like the funniest thing. I'm shocked that a band hasn't called themselves Texas style porno because it's a
it's not
great
too late.
Yeah,
turn of phrase.
yeah, we can still do it.
Yeah.
We can all smash the guitar strings for
I mean,
30 minutes.
I can kind of play guitar a little bit and bass.
So yeah, so
Not well.
we don't have to look. Boondock Saints is a band.
Oh.
You don't have to play anything well.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize to the internet that I totally whiffed on finding that guy's music. I found Matt McCormick. I was looking under the wrong thing, and they changed their name to the Boondock Saints. This is a little editor's note. And you can find all their music on YouTube, and it's real bad.
I heard some of it. It had 2 lyrics for a 9-minute song.
It sounds like every generic, like trying to sound like Alice in Chains band that you remember from the 90s if you're our age. Like it was awful. And they changed their name to the Boondock Saints. And the cover of the album is them dressed up like the Boondock Saints. Also, part 2 of that, just briefly to touch on last episode, Matt, who texted me, he tried to listen to the audiobook of that Boondock Saints prequel that he found, and he had to turn it off because Troy Duffy does
Yeah.
he reads the book, which I
Yeah,
can't imagine.
he texted me a screenshot of it. Said it's like 16 hours or something. I was like, that's 4 times as long as Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Two great minds.
Shit. So yeah, Willem Dafoe shows up now, and he's playing
Oh,
Bobby Peru. And Bobby Peru has a U.S. Marine Corps tattoo on the back of his hand. He's got the worst short teeth, all
He's
gums,
got like
very
Brock
little teeth.
Lesnar teeth
also,
almost.
talk about a guy that like I feel like if you'd asked me this after I watched this movie the first time, I'd be like, oh yeah, Willem Dafoe's in this a ton. He's like barely in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's like
like,
three scenes.
Well, he
yeah,
certainly makes the most of his screen time.
oh
So I
yeah.
guess he didn't like his performance at all. Like Willem Dafoe has been like, yeah, I just showed up.
You
This is
liked
one of
it,
my worst acting
I liked
performances
it a
ever.
lot. I love how he
dude.
dies.
His the push in of his face in the bank or that, the
Yeah.
robbery is like horrifying.
Yeah. Oh, it's so, I mean, yeah, just, and another good Lynch choice of like, hey, these guys are just going to wear like pantyhose over their faces. And
Also, like
It makes their face.
he
They look like they're wearing the fucking scramble suits in a Scanner Darkly or something. It
yes,
looks
yes.
pixelated. It's so
isn't
weird.
he's introduced by he walks into the hotel room and takes a piss, right? Like he there's a scene where he's like peeing, and I thought it was very funny. And like he's talking to Laura Dern. That's before the heist is set up, and
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah, because he shows up when everybody's hanging out. He talks for a couple minutes. He alludes to the fact that like he probably did some evil ass shit in Vietnam and raped people, and then he's like going off to fuck somebody, I guess, is what he says, and
Bobby
he
Peru
leaves.
is a great name, by the way. Fantastic name.
And then yeah, he because he I think he stumbles on Nick Cage in the bathroom,
Yes, yes.
which also mirrors Diane Ladd stumbling on Nicolas Cage in the
A lot of
bathroom.
bathroom scenes in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. And lots of people are walking in on Nick Cage pissing. So yeah, so he's talking him up, and
Everybody's got to pee. All right, David.
nobody pees in movies. Everybody's got to.
Also, I forgot we talked about earlier, Mr. Reindeer. The first time you see him, he's on the toilet,
Yeah.
like
You
taking
said
a
he's taking a
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
Well, that lady's like awkwardly gyrating.
Yeah. This is
Well,
very
it's funny
it's a very
because like
naturalist
the
movie.
nudity with Cage and Dern is like really sweet. There's like that kind of upside down kiss, but the nudity for all the other people is so like off putting. Like I'm sure that's
Yeah.
intentional, but like it's there as status rather than anything like intimate.
Yeah. It's like it. I mean, it kind of it feels watersy in a way too, right? There's like
Yeah, sure,
there's
yeah.
a way that it's sort of like this is anti-titillating.
I
So
still
yeah,
jacked on.
well, of course.
Yeah,
So now they're Lula and Sailor are hanging out in the hotel room, and we find out that she's pregnant. She can't tell him, but she writes it on a card. She just threw up on the floor, and she just left it there, which is a very Eraserhead kind of thing. Like I barfed over there.
I
Now
just
there's
left
just
it
flies
there.
on it, but I didn't clean it up. Um, but it's also just kind of the central theme of the movie is they're pretending to be adults the whole time because they're actually
Yeah.
children and they don't know how to do anything, which I love. So he finds out she's pregnant. He goes to change the oil in the car. And while she's waiting in the motel room, that's when Bobby Peru comes in and there's this whole sexual assault sequence.
I thought, or no, I guess he just confirms it because Defoe says that she's pregnant later, like right before the robbery.
Yeah, I think it's to get into his head because he's like, I know a thing also.
Yeah.
So there's
Right.
no secret that they have anymore. Or maybe to make Sailor think that he did sleep with her. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be the kind of thing that a woman being raped might say, like, "Hey, I'm pregnant. Don't do that." I don't know. Because he's gross. Bobby Peru's gross. It's a well done gross character.
I mean, if
What is
there's
it?
one
What is
thing,
it with David Lynch and Bobby's anyway? He loves that
He
name.
does love Bobby's.
David Lynch though is incredible at villains. Like he's so good at making like abhorrently evil villains. Like I feel like you think about like all
Well,
of his movies, like
I think he legitimately believes in actual incontrovertible evil, which I don't think a lot of people do. Like I
that's
think
true.
yeah.
But like, I mean, I think about what's that guy that shot that woman that's in Lost Highway? Blake. Robert
Yeah.
Blake, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Like that,
Yeah.
his character in Lost Highway is just like it sticks with you. Like that, I go back to this scene all the time. And I'm sorry for everybody listening, but we're gonna talk about a David Lynch movie. This is gonna be turned into a David Lynch retrospective. Like you brought this upon yourselves. That scene in Lost Highway where Robert Blake's like, "I'm in your apartment right now." That is like one of the best fucking scenes like in any movie. That's like more like horrific than like every horror movie. I feel like that scene is done so fucking well. He's so good at making evil characters. Like it just they all stick with you. Like Bobby Peru again, the visual aesthetic of Bobby Peru with those
I
fucking
mean,
teeth. Like come on.
Bob, Frank Booth. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hickman.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's he's so good at it, and I don't know. It just it's one of those things like it just carries through to all his films. Like it's fantastic. Even Judy in The Return, that
Yeah.
whole thing was crazy. It's so good.
We're not supposed to talk about her though.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're not supposed to talk about Judy. We're not going to talk about her at all. Love that. A great fucking David Lynch scene. That David Bowie scene in fucking Fire Walk with Me, fantastic.
Yeah.
So Bobby Prue goes and tells Sailor that, hey, I got a job to do. We'll hit up this feed store, we'll rob it, supply store, whatever. We'll get a bunch of money, and it'll be real
Chuck
easy, and then I'm
Steven
done.
scene. Yeah.
So they're just at a bar shooting the shit. That's when I think he alludes to the pregnancy thing then.
Yeah.
And so so Sailor agrees. They end up going on this job. Isabella Rossellini's the wheelman for the job. They have this weird moment where it's like, hey, wait a minute. I thought you told me you knew stuff and you didn't know stuff, but clearly this is a weird setup and I don't like it. But Sailor does it anyway because Sailor's kind of dumb. That's the trademark of Sailor as a character. And they go to the feed store place, which is set up like a rail side bank,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Knocking over a feed store is such an odd like it's like okay like a feed store not a bank okay.
It's the only business in town besides the bar and the hotel.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they go, Rossellini's sitting outside in the car. They go in to do the robbery. Clearly Defoe immediately just like shotguns the feed store guys. Doesn't have to. Cage freaks out. Can't shoot him because he's got a gun full of blanks. And Bobby Peru reveals that he's there to kill him. Like he was also hired to do it.
This is like a whole ruse this is such a convoluted way to kill Nick Cage. Like it's ridiculous.
Like instead of driving you to the middle
love
of nowhere while we're in the middle of nowhere and just killing you, we're gonna go rob the place.
well
And hope that you get shot in the crossfire, I guess.
Sean's point earlier, like Bobby Peru is just like evil. Like he just loves murdering and raping people. So like he gets to kill extra people. He's like doing like side content while he's supposed to kill Nick Cage. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. So while this is going on, the cop, of course, pulls up and he's talking to Isabella Rossellini. She tries to play it off, but can't because she's letting her cigarette burn down to his fingers, which is also a very like David Lynch sort of thing where the cop is just being nice. He's like, "Oh, miss, you're gonna burn your finger with your cigarette there," and that's the thing that triggers her to run him over.
Well, no, doesn't he? He hears the gunshots, right?
Oh yeah, he does. He hears the gunshots and looks
Yeah.
up, and then she backs up to knock him over with the car. Then they come, Cage and Defoe come out, and then the cop is like, "Hey, don't drop your weapon, whatever." And we get a overlong like
Scene.
mustache twirling moment where Willem Dafoe is not gonna like put the gun down, but he's not killing Nicolas Cage either. And then the cop just fills him full of bullets.
and then it had the greatest fucking death sequence ever where he falls down, the shotgun goes off and blows off his head, which is so fucking ridiculous. Like it's
He
hilarious.
blows his head smooth off.
Yeah, it goes up into the air, twirls around like a very good punt, honestly.
Yeah,
And Nick Cage is like laying on the ground. And he's like, that poor guy. Like that,
Yeah,
he has a line. He has this very compassionate line about Bobby Peru blowing his own brains out. So Sailor goes to jail again, obviously, and we flash forward. Lula ends up having their kid, and now it's been like 5 years or something, I think, and they are going to reunite. Diane Ladd tries to tell her not to do it again, and she's like, "Nope, I'm gonna go see him." And they end up, they end up having a weird kind of uncomfortable reunion where they're definitely different people now. So
Yeah.
there's something there.
And Nick Cage is introduced to a son that he doesn't know, and he's very weird about it. They end up getting into a traffic jam, and Nick Cage just decides to like 86 it out of here. Or actually, I know, I'm sorry. She pulls out. Laura Dern pulls over and starts crying because she's just like it's just overwhelming and things don't feel right. And then Nick Cage is basically like, "Yeah, this isn't working out. I gotta go."
Yeah,
And I
he
forget
says
what he
something
says.
like, he doesn't know me. He lived without me for this long. He's not gonna, it won't be hard for him to forget.
What does he say to the son though before he walks out? It's fucking great. He's just like, he's just like, I forget. I wish I wrote it down, but he said the lines he says to his son before he like walks out of his life forever, presumably, is great.
Well, he
And
doesn't
then
know what to do with kids. He's like still a child himself. This is where he like becomes an adult, is like when he returns.
Yeah.
yeah, the walking away scene though, this is my favorite part of the movie, because he walks down the street, he walks into a gang of street toughs, and he calls them the F slur, and they beat the shit out of him, and then he's confronted by the Good Witch, played by Cheryl Lynn from
Cheryl Lee.
Cheryl Lee,
Yeah.
from Twin Peaks, Laura Palmer,
Laura
Yeah.
Palmer.
and
Who
it's
tells him not to,
literally
don't turn away from love.
just like nice, just like fucking the Wizard of Oz. She's in the bubble and everything, and it's great. And then he realizes that he can't, like Nate said, don't turn away from love. This is what you need to do. And then Nick Cage comes back conscious and says, "I'm sorry for calling y'all homosexuals," which cracked me up. It's such a funny line. He's just like, "Sorry for calling y'all homosexuals," and then he runs back to Laura Dern.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the movie. He sings "Love
He
Me
sings
Tender."
Love Me Tender. Yeah, that's how we
Yeah,
know. And
that's
he
how
sings
he
Love Me Tender
proposes.
over the
Yeah.
entire credits.
Yeah.
Um, do you guys think that the whole him being beat up by guys he's just called the F slur is like a nod to the gay community love of the Wizard of Oz?
I wouldn't have
Maybe.
ever thought of that.
I wouldn't
Okay,
have
I
put that
you know,
together, but maybe. I mean, David
Yeah.
Lynch legitimately loves The Wizard of Oz. Like
Yeah.
I read Lynch on Lynch years ago. He never stops talking. That's like legitimately like one of his favorite movies.
I
Also, before he died, sorry, Sean.
Yeah.
He one of his favorite movies he said was Dogtooth, which I think is super cool because
Yeah.
Yorgos Lanthimos was in the Criterion Closet, and he brought out a David Lynch movie, and he said David Lynch said that Dogtooth was one of his favorite movies. He's like, that meant more to me than anything. And as a huge Lanthimos fan, I was like, oh, that's great. Good for him.
I could imagine David Lynch in real life at some place in like Melrose calling some waiter like "you fag," and then like 3 years later going back like I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have called you homosexual. You know what I mean? Like I meditated about it, and that's not good.
But yeah, David Lynch, he holds The Wizard of Oz like in very high regard because he talks about how the part in The Wizard of Oz where it transitions from a black and white film to like color, he said that like
Yeah.
had like a huge impact on him as a kid watching that movie, and he said it like changed the way that he looked at film for like the rest of his life. And there's Wizard of Oz motifs in everything he did. I mean,
Yeah.
the Twin Peaks The Return is filled with them, but there's little bits of the Wizard of Oz in like everything he did.
Yeah, and this movie has it like the most overt because when Bobby Peru attempts to sexually assault Laura Dern after he leaves, she taps her red heels together 3 times.
You also hear, remember Laura Dern when she was in the fire as a kid, she heard the Wicked Witch laugh, which was her mom, and then there's even a part where the mom is she's on the broom, right, when they're driving.
Yeah.
The mom on the
they cut to that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Jack Nance says you'd probably think you don't know anything about my dog, but you'd probably think that he's this kind of dog, and you might think his name is Toto.
Yeah.
Like
it's not subtle. It's not.
No, but it's great because they're just like they are kids who left Kansas and have no idea what they're doing in this greater world.
Yeah.
But
that's Wild at Heart.
That's a good fucking movie.
I remember, Sean remembers this, the old movie, The Podcast Rules, was like, this is too good. This would
Well,
fall in that category.
what I was thinking we might do, because so we don't just all give it tens or whatever, because it's better than most movies, is that we give it like a Lynch specific score, like you
Okay.
know what I mean? Like
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, five knuckle
also like
shuffle time.
I think since the uncles are away, we should just go from me to you to Nate and just pick three David Lynch movies in a row so they can't escape. We, I
Next
mean, we
week,
could do
Eraserhead.
no, we could do Dune, and we could
Yeah, that's
yeah.
very
I
long
mean,
though.
we
That's the
could
only
do.
thing.
I mean, you could do anything. You could do fucking Blue Velvet. I know Gogs likes Blue Velvet. I think.
I don't know if we should subjugate them to more Lynch stuff. I
All
feel
right,
like
all
they
right.
just won't be on the show. Honestly, I
Dune,
think they'll
Dune would
just
be the best bet because that's the least like
I feel
the
like they
least
would just
weird David Lynch weird and violent. It's just Dune.
it is very long. That's the only
It
problem.
is. It's pretty long, but it also like the last half an hour is 2 hours of additional movie crammed into 30 minutes. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
true.
don't know. It feels fast.
I don't
yeah.
know. I would love, trust me, I would love to watch more David Lynch movies. But I don't know if it would do good for the show, just because I feel like Gogs and Alec would figure out ways to not be on the show if we keep picking David Lynch movies.
Yeah.
But
All right.
anyway,
All
five
right.
knuckle shuffle time. I'll go last since
Okay.
we all. I mean, again, we
Yeah.
all know what the hell this is. Sean.
Yeah. I mean, it's a regular 10, but for Lynch, it's a 7. Like I
Yeah,
really like this movie. Its approachability kind of knocks it down for me a little bit, if that makes sense. Um, I think all the performances are great. I love all the goofy ass names, even though he didn't come up with them. Like it's one of those movies where it feels like a test for other things. Like we're like, oh, there's
yeah.
this in it, there's that in it. So like this feels like he's cutting his teeth. I mean, he's been making movies for a bit at this point, but um, like it's I don't know. Is Nicolas Cage like an A-list actor at this point? Like it's kind of hard to place like where he was.
This is like Moonstruck
at
and
this
this,
point,
right?
at
Yeah.
this point, no. I would say
Okay.
no.
But this is
So
probably his peak before he is briefly A-list, and then he's going to drop to C-list.
What was his like breakout into like
leaving Las Vegas.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
because Moonstruck he got noticed for too, but Moonstruck is a little
sure.
more this tone, and then Leaving Las Vegas is the very serious, like I can actually hold back and just be a normal guy movie.
I feel like it is leaving Las Vegas because after that he went like super mainstream and he was in like the because that's almost to the 90s, right? Or leaving Las Vegas was 90s because I feel
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
like
94,
so
95.
then it was probably like The Rock after that and then the whole Cage thing happened. I feel like
Yeah.
that's probably accurate.
Yeah. Um, it's a fantastic fucking movie. I mean, like you can say what you want about any David Lynch movie. It's not boring. Like there's not a Lynch project where I'm like I could speed it up. You know what I mean? It just doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Because even like you can tell when he gets bored because he starts doing weird shit with the lighting or the camera moves or the editing or something happens. So like I love this movie, but yeah, as far it is like lesser Lynch, but lesser Lynch is still better than most things. So rags.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a Lynch 8 for me. I think it's like because every time I watch it, I have more fun and I see more connective tissue to other stuff. Um, and it's just like it's not boring. For being a movie that is pretty damn straightforward. Like you could just be like, okay, two people who are in love, they drive across the country, they're being pursued by something. Like that movie's been made and it's been boring. And this movie is just like one thrilling, weird set piece after another without having to be, without having to be a lot of action and a lot of cliche shit. Like, I guess, the reason why Lynch is always going to be better than anything else is like nothing in here is a cliche. Everything in, like, if it is a cliche, it's so self-aware that it becomes not a cliche. And
Yeah,
like
agreed.
that, I don't know, that just makes it such a satisfying watch. So yeah, I love this. And I think like it's one of those movies where you watch and you're like, is Nicolas Cage kind of handsome? Is he actually kind of a good act? Because
Oh
we just
yeah.
watched Gone in 60 Seconds like
It was
what
horrible.
3 or 4 weeks ago,
It was
where it's like,
terrible in it.
what happened? Because this guy could do this, and he's just doing this kind of flat like everyman hero criminal thing in that movie, and this is like there's just so much more. There's so much more
Yeah,
weird
I agree.
fire behind his eyes. So yeah, it's an 8.
So it's me. Again, I'll preface by saying this is a 10 on a normal scale.
Yes.
But I'm gonna agree. To me, it's like a 7 on the Lynch scale. Personal preference, I like kind of the darker side of David Lynch stuff. Like Eraserhead is my favorite, but I mean, I love all of his movies. But I will say that, like, I think this movie stands out in his filmography because it is like fun and it's fun. It's like one thing that Lynch I don't think gets enough credit for because his movies are so dark and weird mostly. Go ahead, Sean.
You like Racerhead more than you like Mulholland Drive because Mulholland Drive is the best American movie possibly ever made.
I feel like I've talked about this before, but for me, Eraserhead, and you'll understand this comparison. I like Eraserhead is my favorite, but Mulholland Drive is better. It's a Watchmen Dark Knight Returns situation where, like,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns I love that comic, but like Watchmen is objectively much better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like Mulholland Drive is probably his best made film, but like Eraserhead, like that movie is like the watershed. Like that movie opened me up to being the annoying ass film bro I am now. Like Eraserhead like changed my life, not to be too fucking dramatic about it. But
No.
like I remember seeing Eraserhead and I was like, "Oh, movies can be like this?" Like what you know what I mean? Cuz then after Eraserhead, I started watching, Shinya Tsukamoto movies, and then that got into like all the experimental stuff that I watched, and Jodorowsky and Brunwell and Tarkovsky and all that shit. It was Lynch was the way in for me. Like Lynch turned me into like the art house guy, and that made a huge impact. I mean, I don't know. I love Eraserhead, and not to say I don't love Mulholland Drive. To me, they're both tens. But the other thing about Eraserhead that edges it a little bit more than Mulholland Drive with me, and I don't know if this is fair to say or not, but like the whole making of Eraserhead makes that movie mean a lot more to me because like he did that basically all on his own. Like he did that while he
Yeah.
was in college. He like found some weird abandoned buildings in the UCLA campus and like did that with basically like six people. Like that's crazy. And like I don't know, there's something about that. Now obviously like Mulholland Drive is a much more polished movie. I think honestly, like the return might be this too, but I feel like Mulholland Drive is like that's that's like the most refined version of his craft, right? Like at that point, like he knows what he likes, he's very good at it, and it's like the perfect distillation of like what he wants to do. And I mean, I feel like I'm a huge fan of Twin Peaks: The Return because I feel like, and I'm obviously sad that he's gone, but I'm like I do enjoy the fact that The Return was like his last work because I feel
Mhm.
like it's such a perfect like end cap to his entire career. But anyway, I mean, I love David Lynch. He's my favorite filmmaker without a doubt. But I what I was about to say about Wild at Heart is that like there's a lot of comedy in this, and I feel like David Lynch doesn't get credit for like how funny he can be because like I think he understands how weird his shit is and how
Yeah.
absurd it is.
I think
And
Eraserhead's funny in a lot of moments.
yeah, there's
Twin
funny
Peaks is
parts of
hilarious. Like there's
yeah,
like it's
and I mean like Wild at Heart is funny. Like there's funny moments in the movie, and like I don't know. I love Nick Cage in this movie. I love Laura Dern. I think Laura Dern's great. I think the cast is wonderful. To Nate's point, this is a very A to B plot, but it never drags, and it's not like anything you've seen before. You've seen the fucking two kids on the run movie before, but it's not this. And I this movie is wonderful. And again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I really wish the two fucking the non David Lynch fans I would die. I'm dying to know what they thought about this movie. Now, neither one of them probably watched it. Maybe Gox did. He claims that he had something come up last minute, but I have my doubts. But I love this movie. So yeah, on the Lynch scale, this is probably I'm right between you guys. It's probably a 7 or an 8. Just because the rest of his work is so strong. It's a great movie and it's a lot of fun to watch. And I still hold to the fact that I think like if I was going to show somebody a David Lynch movie, maybe Blue Velvet before this, but this would be right after Blue Velvet because I don't think I think the thing that keeps a lot of people from liking David Lynch movies is like, oh, I didn't understand it. Well, there's nothing to not understand about this movie. You know what I mean? Like, again, the plot is very easy to follow, and I think that would keep people in the seats. But I could be wrong. But yeah, it's wonderful. It's nice to watch something like this on the show. I don't know if it makes a good episode. Because I still hold to the fact that, like, I don't know how interesting it is to listen to us glaze something for an hour and a half, but I enjoyed it. So what are we watching next week? We can go again. I'm not. This isn't a dictatorship. This isn't my show, but I would recommend not going back to the Lynch well. But again, you know, you can outvote me on that.
Nate, pick something.
I gotta pick something. Oh, jeez.
Who
Okay.
picked this?
I
Matt,
did.
I guess technically, or
Well,
you?
technically,
Yeah,
yeah.
you. Yeah,
I gave
yeah.
him the option. Yeah.
All right. What do I want to pick?
It was between
Okay.
this and what? Oh, you picked. What was the other one?
To
You
Live and
asked?
Die in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
I like that movie too.
So Defoe's not
Yeah.
available and Cage isn't available, right? Because they
We've
both
done
already
both of
been
those, yeah.
links.
Well, wait, that's an interesting. I guess Alex not here to. If we've already done them, but it's a new thread, can we go back to them? Because you know what I mean? Because like the thread this week is Defoe. It's not Cage.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would say don't use Cage just for the sake of argument. This movie does have a huge cast though, so it shouldn't be too. Blue Velvet.
We could, well, yeah. I was gonna see if Harry Dean Stanton had something, but you guys have already done like a bunch of those. Repo
Oh
Man
my
and
God!
whatnot.
Please pick Paris, Texas. That would be.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, and what? We're gonna glaze Paris, Texas for another 2.5
No,
hours?
I would love to know. No, I just want to know what Gogs and Alex think about Paris, Texas.
Do Repo Man again until Gogs likes it.
Right?
Oh, Escape from New York. He's in that.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Escape from New York. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds
Gogs
great.
will like that.
Yes, great. Harry Dean Stanton, Escape from New York. We're gonna do that.
Shout out to
Hell
John
yeah.
Carpenter.
Yeah.
I one of my most fun experiences was I got to see him perform all his music live, and it was the coolest fucking thing. It was fucking awesome. And like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, he's not getting any younger. So it's like one of those experiences where I don't think we're going to get a chance to do that again. But that was
Well, and
so
he's also
cool.
a guy that's like he just wants to play video games all day and not do anything anymore, right?
Go
Like,
play Sonic the Hedgehog.
Apparently that game that has his name on it that just came out, it's called like John Carpenter's Toxic Commandos. Apparently it's pretty good. People are saying it's a lot of fun. So I wouldn't know. I only play marathon. So
all right, boys.
All right. So next week, Escape from New York. What I mean, I'm already spoiler alert. It's going to be a 10 unless
you see it. Matt will want to get back on.
Well, no, this is kind of a sequel though to me and Sean. We reviewed Escape from L.A. like a decade ago, and it was awful. It was so.
I wonder if we would think differently of it now, but I don't know.
No, I don't think so. That basketball scene's pretty rough. When he starts surfing, that's pretty rough. I did, but before we go, I did see a funny interview with Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt, and it was one of those interviews where they're reading tweets, and they were talking about how people keep saying, "Oh, Wyatt, you need to do another Escape from New York."
The young Snake Plissken. He's like, I'm older than he was.
Yeah, he's like, do young Snake Plissken. Like, I'm older than my dad when he did that. Like, it's kind of funny. I do like his son though. His son is really good.
I mean, if they wanted to make an Escape from Cleveland movie, because isn't that the thing that they allude to in LA is that there was like a whole Cleveland saga between the two?
Escape from LA is so bad. But I'm excited to watch Escape from New York. That's a movie that I you know, we've talked about this to death, but that era of Carpenter is just unmatched.
Oh,
like,
couldn't miss.
Good. Yeah, it's so good. We got to watch Assault on Precinct 13. That fucking movie.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
that kid gets shot in the face.
Like it's in like the first like 5 minutes, they like shoot a kid. We need to go back to themes on Movie the Podcast. We'll just do like child shot in the face October or something. Watch that. Funny games, high tension. All right, guys. That's the show, everybody. You know what to do. Eat your own ass. Go O's. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.